Hello and welcome to yet another in the video series on KSP plugins for solid drums. Today we're looking at the RandomSounder plugin, the Swoop plugin, a quick dash past the DrumPan, and on into glitch table. So 4 today. But as usual, here we are in traction with a tediously boring drum pattern and Kontakt 3 loaded, and we have SD RandomSounder, SD Swoop Table, SD DrumPan and SD glitch table all loaded up. Everybody's in bypass mode at the moment, so we can listen to how dull our drum loop is, and if you're like me, you're probably getting bored with this now, but yeah, it's not very exciting, is it? Unless I start to do something wacky with it, which I guess I'm not going to. But okay, there it is. Let's turn on the first of these plugins and look at it before we ask it to do anything. So for kicks, snares and hats, if you've know anything about the Solid Drums library, for each instrument you get 5 different sounds for each instrument. You get a normal sound, as you can see here. Let's go this way with the snare one. Normal, gated, low, distorted, and high. You don't normally get a high version of the kick, but we've this plugin tweaks the normal one and dynamically makes it high, so you can have that if you want. So for these 3 instruments, your kick, your snare and your hat in the solid drums mapping, because this only really works in a solid drums mapping kit, you can choose gated, normal, distorted, high and low, and you can choose which of these you want to use, because this plugin will look in this likelihood table for every 16th and decide whether to flip from the incoming normal sound into any of these. So you may choose to want just gated and distorted ones, say, in your kick, and just high and gated or low. You can add any structure that you want, but let's do this kind of like one of everything for everybody, so you can hear what's going on. So normal, gated, distorted. That would be leave me with high and and low as a thing to do. Let's take another look in here. They're all pretty much normal, and the likelihood is kind of set low. So let's set the likelihood really high, and then you can hear what it's doing. So it's definitely going to happen just about every time. And this is what your drum sounds like. Possibly not something you would choose to do in terms of using all of this kind of wacky crazy stuff, but you may choose to use all of them but set them kind of uniformly reasonably low, and you only get them occasionally. Or as I say, you may choose a subset by choosing maybe only high and low for a snare drum, and what we get then is, you can hear the snare is only playing high and low. You can randomize this table. And there you go. It's a simple way to use all the different sounds for each instrument that comes with solid drums. Okay, let's bypass that and go back to our not very exciting drum loop and look at Swoop Table. We'll unbypass Swoop Table. There's a note range that it's going to do this to, and you use a learn button here, which is pretty easy to follow, but we're going to do it from 24 to 100, which is everything we've got in here. And it's going to swoop this table, which is a kind of weird term in an attempt to describe the sound it makes. Really, as it says on the website, it's not a sound you often hear, and quite possibly for a good reason. But there's a time range, and we'll deal with that in a minute. Let's have a listen to what this thing sounds like. Let's go. Now you can set the amounts, obviously. I'll randomize the table. And you can make this time range much longer, or a much more swoop sort of noise. And that's all the Swoop Table is doing. It's just kind of for every 16th looking to see what kind of thing you might want to do, doing it, modifying the sounds, making it kind of wacky, slightly weird noise. Next is SD DrumPan. Oops, I bypassed that. SD DrumPan. The limitations of my current video making technology means that you're listening to this in mono, so a description and an audio of most of the panning plugins are not really going to be much effect, but let's just walk through it anyway. So kick, snare, hat, cymbal 1 and cymbal 2 are on tab 1. Turn bypass off. Tab 2, tom 1, tom 2, tom 3, tom 4, and cowbell. Right, well, so they're just arbitrary names. You choose the note range from which you want, from to, and how far you want it panning left or right, basically. And there's a mute button and a really useful center all. And that's all that this does. It just says, okay, look, my kick's more or less in the middle, my snares slightly off to one side, my hats are probably slightly further, cymbals, one on one side, one on the other. The toms are rolling across the minus 80, minus 24, plus 40, plus 80, so that would be a kind of roll of the toms across there. And cowbell, well, they're just wherever you want to put it. All right, so that's what that does. It's pretty simple. The presets are standard kit in reverse, showing everybody out to the edges, putting everybody in the middle, just panning people into all sorts of wacky places. So it allows you to pan the kit a little bit. But as I say, because we would be listening to this in, unless we can listen, you know. But we're listening in mono, so not going to hear any effect at all. Let's turn that off. Okay, so let's go look at, after my little glitch with my microphone there, let's go look at the SD glitch kit. So that was kind of an opportune pun, wasn't it? My microphone glitching as I'm about to talk about glitch kit. The universe playing with me. So, glitch kit looks for a range of notes that you get to set, decides on a likelihood that it will do something, sets an amount that it's going to do it by, a kind of delay, a tuning thing, a velocity thing. So let's go look at some Gone Wild, which is this one. Let's modify this a little bit and we can listen to the kind of glitching that is going on in here. Again, we're just using the standard Ian's kit in this case. There's no glitch kit, there's no particular audio being used to make glitch type noises, as you may well be able to tell, but let's go. So as you can tell, there's kind of crazy wild stuff, but you can actually reduce the likelihood of stuff happening to something a bit more reasonable. You can modify the amounts of these, in this case repeats, that it's doing. Increase the delay by some amount, fiddle with velocities, fiddle with the amount of tuning that's going on or retuning to get a customized kind of sound. You can, as I say, make it just apply to a particular set of so let's just go make it apply to from. In this case, we're just going to be doing it to our snares. Happy days. So you can make kind of wacky weird noises with this thing. There's a bunch of presets, as I say. I'll just so likely, as I say, changes for each 16th. And that's Glitch Kit. That's it for this video. Hope it was useful. Hope you enjoy using the product. Bye now.